No. See, this piece of junk phone can only do like 10 minutes at a time. So what you were saying, he was doing what in NXT?
Okay, so
I guess this is part 2, Hula.
So Hideo Itami was doing when he came to NXT, he was known. He changed his name, known as Hideo Itami, and they built him up. They built him up good, and then he left NXT and went to WWE. He was going to go to main roster in SmackDown, but instead they put him into 205. Which 205? I'm sorry, guys. No offense to 205, but 205 is a joke. 205 Live, that is what? Just because they're 205 pounds? Okay, so explain to me Rey Mysterio. Explain to me how Rey Mysterio is not in 205. Oh, because he's been a world champion before? Okay, so what you're telling me is that the new 205 breed, which Drew Gulak is in that 205 league. A lot of the guys,
yep. You know, like Lince Dorado, also
exactly.
who used to
Lince
wrestle.
Dorado, yep.
Lince Dorado used to wrestle in Chikara.
Okay, so a lot of these guys are coming from. Thank you. So a lot of these guys, like Brian, they brought back, you know, what's his name, Crazy Ass Brian.
Oh, the Brian Kendrick.
Yeah, Brian. They brought back Brian Kendrick. So Brian Kendrick also they're all in the 205. Okay, but I'm like, what's the point of the 205? To have a lightweight champion. Title.
Which of course they took the cruiserweight title and now made it into the NXT cruiserweight title.
Yeah.
Did you see that happen? It just happened a few days ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. So it's an NXT title, cruiserweight title now.
The 205 Live is an NXT 2. Okay.
Yeah, it's no longer the cruiserweight. It's
and that is okay. And that's not Triple H. That is Vince McMahon doing that.
Would you be surprised?
Well, yeah, he's wanting to. They are calling this the Wednesday Night Wars. Is what people are.
All because of AEW.
All because of AEW. All because Cody sat there and said, "We got something different we want to do, and we want to try something. We want to kick down barriers. We want to go totally do something different." And now we've got a lot of people latching onto it because they want to be a part of it. Because would Adam Page be in NXT or WWE? Probably not.
Well, you see,
he's a different type of person.
I think most of those guys who are over in AEW would be put into WWE just to get squashed.
Exactly.
Like the Young Bucks. You put them over there, guess what's going to happen? They're going to get flattened. Oh, look at that man butt on that fucking homo. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, female, her or him?
Who's more female? Yeah, look at this guy.
That's so wrong.
Wow. I'm just being a troll. Anyway, so the Young Bucks, who has been around for a long time, and they have won World Tag Team titles before. Now, I remember, wasn't there a story that they were supposed to join the WWE, but they said no? WWE was in talks with them for a while, and the Young Bucks decided not. They decided not to. It wasn't that they never accepted it or they never were going to. They were kind of like approached about it and kind of like there was a buzz about it. And I already know why. It's because of Kofi Kingston. Because it's because of that whole thing. They wanted to get the best tag teams of the Uso brothers against everybody's sitting there going, oh my God, the Uso brothers versus the Young Bucks. Or, then you've got, of course, the Hardy Boys versus the Young Bucks. But over in WWE Development has 3.0. And those guys are a Canadian tag team who wrestled over in Chikara for years. Who did a number of fantastic matches against the Young Bucks. But I guess they're the only ones that survived.
I mean, remember the
wow.
Remember the war? Remember the War Machine?
Yeah.
They were known as the War Machine?
Yeah, those guys, big fucking guys, big deal.
So they're called, obviously, War Raiders.
Of course.
Jumped them from NXT instantly and threw them jumped them from NXT and threw them to Raw. And from what I understand, I think they have the tag team titles.
No, they don't.
They don't have the titles?
Nope.
Okay, I could be wrong. Sorry. But I know they threw them over. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Bobby Roode and Dolph Ziggler have the tag team titles.
They don't. They lost the titles.
They lost them last night?
Yeah.
Okay.
They lost the titles.
Okay, so that tells you.
I think you're behind by a couple months, I think so.
I'm like a few days, it sounds like. Because I know Hell in a Cell was last night, and I know Charlotte Flair won.
Yeah, can you believe that one?
Charlotte Flair the title.
She's now
A 10-time champion.
Yeah, now she holds the world record for most titles. So that means she's gonna be just like Daddy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Give her another 6 titles. She's still 30, 31, 32. So she got another 8 years to go.
And
so I already see that angle years later. I've already seen that
the
angle.
The Fiend.
Oh yeah, the Wyatt guy. Yeah.
Bray Wyatt's alternate ego called the Fiend. He won via disqualification. So obviously kept the title. Whoever has the title kept the title. I think it's Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins still has the title. Becky Lynch retained her title. So yeah, it's kind of funny how the two that are engaged are the ones that are holding the titles.
Of course.
How much? Now here is going to be a classic WWE publicity thing right here. Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins are going to keep their titles. When their marriage date kicks in for them to get married,
they'll lose both of them.
No.
You don't think so?
They're going to use WWE is going to use this as a big old huge angle, and they're going to allow them to get married with the titles, with their vows. So before they go on honeymoon, which is how WWE is, they like to give you a little bit of leeway for your honeymoon or whatever. Don't worry, Psycho, I'm not going to run you over, bitch.
Wow, this is that. That's definitely going to be worth several thumbs down on this video.
What? I'm sorry. I'm not going to run you over.
So you're
walking forward. I'm backing up.
So you're just going to do that angle. So WWE will do that angle.
I think they're going to. What I personally think is, I think they're going to do the angle of they're going to allow them to carry the titles, because you got to look at the ratings. The ratings have dropped drastically. Okay.
Yeah.
The Rock just showed up on SmackDown, and now Randy Orton is challenging The Rock for WrestleMania.
Wow, Rock. Orton.
Okay, and I get the whole The Rock everything. WrestleMania is coming around. We're gonna
WrestleMania. That's like what, fucking 6-7 months away.
Yeah, but there's always that buzz for it. They got to build it up.
Boy.
Okay, so they got to build it up. What I want to see is still, it's funny. It's kind of what's kind of funny is they thought Finn Balor was going to do it, but now Finn Balor's back on NXT.
NXT, yeah.
They thought Bray Wyatt's going to do it, but now they had to change Bray Wyatt to the Fiend. They thought Kane was going to do it, but now Kane's, obviously mayor and all that other stuff, and he's getting old. That's why the Undertaker still has not relinquished his hat.
Well, it's because it's going to be Finn. No, it's going to be the Beast versus the Fiend or whatever versus the Undertaker. Or
and then what's going to happen? And now what's going to see? And they haven't given it to Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman's not the one who can take down the Undertaker, because it just seems like the Undertaker is still going to be the Phenom. And it's this simple. The Undertaker owns this much stock, this much percentage in the company himself. The Undertaker will lay down when he wants to lay down. And he'll pass it on to who he wants to pass it on. And that's the only way. Because personally, right now, in the whole WWE, there is nobody who's who's going to take the reins from The Undertaker. Okay? Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, but he's that classic guy who you shoved him down our throats so much that I can't stand him. Okay? I'm glad...
Oh, okay. I thought for a moment you were going to say you were glad you had cancer.
No, I'm glad. No,
wow.
No, I'm glad Dean Ambrose, Jon Moxley
bailed out of
WWE, because they've been pushing that Shield thing. It's like, okay, it's like, dude, come on, guys. You're rehashing a dead horse because you're losing ratings. You're doing what Hollywood's doing with movies.
Remakes and reboots.
And I agree with what people say. You remake The Princess Bride and you might have a riot. You can't remake The Princess Bride.
That's right. And that goes out with a big fucking hooah.